Hey there, my name's Alana, and today we're going to be walking through this look. So this look is all about makeup that looks good in person. This is makeup that is wearable in your everyday life. This is the kind of makeup where if I was still going to work in an office, which who knows when that's going to happen anytime soon, but this is the kind of look where if I was going to work or school or just something every day where you don't actually want to look super glam, you don't want to be super contoured, you don't want highlighter that's like that, you just want to look pretty and polished. And for me, this is my feel good, look good, everyday, look good in person, pretty and polished makeup look. There is a limited number of products and a limited number of brushes, and ultimately this look is about having clean, polished, pretty skin and complexions, some definition at the eyes, and just a little pop on the lips. So without any further ado, let's get started. P.S. The candle behind me is French Cade Lavender. Smells amazing, and my look of the day is from Starbucks. I picked this one up at the Starbucks inside one of my grocery stores that I like to go to because it had the big heart and I thought it was pretty, and it's almost Valentine's Day. Sometimes it's just that deep. Okay, so we're going to start off with the Professional Hydrating Primer. Now, Benefit has a hydrating primer, a regular primer, and a pearl primer. And to me, the hydrating one is head and shoulders above the rest. Just going to use fingers to apply this. And I like to take extra care to rub this into my T-zone. Just because I feel like that's the area where makeup is going to wear the most. For foundation today, we're using one of my favorites, and that is the IT Cosmetics CC Cream, because it has SPF 50, it has skincare ingredients, it looks beautiful in person, looks beautiful on camera. This is something I recommend to all my friends, and we all love it. So I'm just going to dot it around my face. And then I'm going to use my Tarte foundation brush to buff it into my skin. Now, I've been using this product for years. Now, I have to be honest, most of the times I use it, I actually don't use a concealer with it. I still do some concealer on my eyelids, but I don't use anything to really give it that extra coverage. And one of the things I love about this foundation is it lets your natural skin peek through. So if you've got freckles, you're still gonna see freckles. If you've got some little spots or marks, you're still gonna see it, but it's just everything just looks better. And I think this is a really great foundation to wear, like to work or to school or anywhere you don't want to look too perfectly glammed up, but you still want to look pretty and polished. And I love applying it with this brush because it is just so quick and easy and just always leaves that flawless finish. Now, it does have a foundation brush that I've been meaning to try, so I'm sure that would be great too, but this Tarte one never lets me down. So today I am going to use a little bit of concealer, partly because I'm trying to finish up my Magic Away by Charlotte Tilbury. Oh, is that it? I think we might have finished this one. That's all we got left on the hand. And partly because I am planning on filming a few more videos today, and so I do just want a tiny bit more coverage in a few places. And for me, that is this kind of inner part of my eye here. Just brighten that up a little bit. Get a little bit of coverage. And I'm just bringing that under my eye just a tiny bit. And look, if you want to add more concealer, you know, totally go for it. But one of the things I think is really beautiful about this foundation is, I'm just going to tap a little there. One of the things I think is really beautiful about this foundation is that it does so much on its own that you don't need to add a whole bunch more to it. And that's basically all we're doing for our foundation and concealer. That is it for the coverage. But like always, I am going to go in with my Benefit Boing Concealer and just put a tiny bit of that on my eyelids. And I find that if you are fair like me, that your eyelids are effectively translucent. And so I really just like to have that evenness on there before I go in with my eyeshadow, because I just think it makes everything just look more even and better. And again, this one I just tap in with my fingers. So now we are going to go in with cream shadow on my lids. Now normally I love using Charlotte Tilbury's Jean, which is now known as Champagne for her Eyes to Mesmerize. But today I'm using a new product from the drugstore. Well, it's new to me. It's L'Oreal's Age perfect cream eyeshadow in Vibrant Beige. And I'm actually testing this out. I'm testing out for a little bit now to see how good of a dupe it is for Jean by Charlotte Tilbury. And when I can find a good, affordable alternative to work into my looks, I always like to feature one or two of those for you guys. And as you can see, we are just literally just putting our finger in the pot and just tapping it on the lid, adding a little more as we think is needed. We're just trying to make sure that from lashes to brow and everywhere in between, that we've just got an even, soft coat of shimmer. So now for brows, I'm going to go in with Benefit Precisely My Brow in shade 3. And what I always like to do is first brush the hairs sort of up and out using that spoolie to give them just a neat, it's like brushing your hair, you know, just give it that little bit of neatness. And then I just do a little parallel line on the bottom and the top of my brow with some little flicks. And then when I think I'm done, I like to just brush that out with the spoolie. And then if there's anywhere that needs just a tiny bit more, I will just lightly fill that in. And so that is all we're going to do for the brow. I'm just going to repeat it over here before we move on to the next step. And there we have some even, neat looking brows. And honestly, that's all I'm looking for in my brows when it comes to just every day. Just even, neat, and defined, because I find it brings just that structure to your face. Now, if you've been around my channel for a while, you know that I love my Charlotte Tilbury Filmstar Bronze and Glow. So using my Too Faced Mr. Right brush, we are going to go in with the bronzer and define our cheeks. And I just, you know, buff it in. This part, you know, it's more of an art than a science. Just, you know, you're sculpting your face, you're bringing that little bit of warmth and glow. And so for me, I just sort of go until I feel good. I'm gonna pull this under my chin, out of my nose, and then this is a really important step for me. I like to really just get it in my hairline, just get that sun-kissed glow going on. For my blush today, I have Tarte Exposed. Move my hair back though, because it's sneaking to the front. This is why I usually wear a hairband, and I'm going to be using my Pro Contour brush from Sephora. Just tapping it in there. And I like to start about here on my face and then just sort of do little tiny buffing circles and just pull it up. And then using the same brush, I'm going to highlight using the highlighter portion of that Charlotte Tilbury palette. And I like to just sort of make a little C around my brows and just really just focus on lifting the face, a little bit on the nose, a little on the lip there. And then I like to take it on the inner corner, just using the same big brush. Inner corner there and under my brow. So we are still doing eyeshadow, but we're going to use this palette again. We're going to use, I have the MAC 286, it's just a fluffy dome brush. And we're going to start by using the contour shade. Now this is one of my favorite ways to do my eyeshadow. I always feel so pretty when I do this. And we're just going to buff it in to our transition. I like to do little tiny circles. And now the next thing I want to do is just sort of lift a little bit here as if we're going to do a cat's eye, which we're not going to do today, although that is a very me look. I really just want to show you something super easy for every day. So now that I have that in the crease the way I'd like, as I drop my mascara, I'm going to just use my finger and the highlight shade, and we're just going to tap that on to just our lid, just to give that little bit of extra glow. And to finish it off, we're going to use that same fluffy brush, just like stabbing it into the bronzer. And what I'm just going to do is pinch it and then just drag it under my eyes, just a tiny amount. Again, not too much. We're just trying to bring the whole look together. You could also, just using that same eyeshadow brush, do a little bit of nose contour. But that is it for the eyeshadow. Now, using that same Pro Contour brush, I'm going to go in with my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Filter. Airbrush Flawless Finish. Use so many products with flawless and filtered. Anyways, and I'm just going to take, again, my brush here, and I'm just focusing it on the center of my forehead, sides of my nose, kind of around my mouth, and a little bit just under my eye. Just again, just the tiniest amount. Now, this next step is, I think, one of the most essential for this easy, everyday, look good in person look. And we're going to take the Rock & Kohl Iconic Liquid Eye Pencil in Bedroom Black from Charlotte Tilbury, but you can use any creamy kind of gel liner pencil. I love the Marc Jacob ones, love the Pixie ones, and we are going to tightline. So to tightline, I like to rest my pinky just here by my lip, and then you're going to cover the part of your eye where your eyelashes come out. So it's like under your lashes, it's that little tiny strip of skin. And every time I do this with a friend for the first time and I teach them how to do it, they're so uncomfortable about it, but it doesn't feel like anything. And see the difference? See how this eye looks so much more defined and awake, and this one just almost falls flat in comparison? Okay, so now we're going to do it on this side. And I just do little back and forth motions. And do it with your eyes closed. Just all the way from one end to the other. I'm just going back and forth, a little further every time. Now sometimes when you remove it, especially I find on this eye when I'm removing it here, I'll end up with a little dot. So I just use my finger to wipe that away. And then that is it for the eyeliner. We're going to go in with mascara. So this is the Bite Beauty Upswing Mascara, and I've been really enjoying this one. One thing that I think really upgrades even the most simple, most basic makeup looks is a really strong mascara. And this one is beautiful. It's new. I was a little skeptical when it came out because it was $37. It's amazing. So what I do for the first coat is I just sort of, just paint it on. And then what I like to do is get really close to the lash line and I sort of wiggle, and then I push it up and pull it out at the same time. I do this for nearly every mascara I own. And then as I get to the part of the eye that's a little closer here, I'm then dragging the lashes in. So that way we have that fully fanned out effect. And then I might just do a few more little kind of pushes there to just place every lash where I want it, drag it a little along the bottom, and repeat on the other side. So again, we're just gonna just toss some mascara on to start, and then we're gonna go in for the second coat, where we're gonna get as close to the root as possible. Just gonna jiggle it back and forth and pull up. And then as we get close to the inside, we're almost just like taking the mascara wand like this. So on the outside, we're like jiggle, roll and out. Whereas on the inside, we're just kind of just shoving it. So we're just gonna, but very gently. Everything is gentle. And then I just like to make sure that my lashes are fanned out in every direction. And do a little drag along. And then this is optional. I'm gonna do just one more, not as intense now, just a little fluffing coat on that side, a little fluffing coat here. And there's our big, pretty eyes. To finish this off, I'm just going in with a really nice everyday lipstick. This is Under the Covers by MAC, and it is in their new Love Me, newer, like new for MAC, Love Me line, and it's just like a really glossy kind of lipstick. Now the only thing I'm going to do is just add a tiny bit more blush. Just think this needs a touch more blush. Okay, so we have zoomed back out, but this is the look we put together. This is the look that if I want to feel pretty and confident, if I was going into an office again, who knows when that's happening. Also, even though my blinds are drawn, the sun is doing something weird over here, so you know, whatever. But anyways, this is the look I put together if I want to feel pretty, polished, confident. I love it because it never feels like it's too much. Overall, it is a limited number of products, super easy to apply, and it's just focused on having beautiful, polished skin and complexion that looks like you, but a tiny bit better. So I hope you enjoyed this look. I'd love to hear down below what you're looking for in an everyday, pretty, polished look. What are your favorite products to use? These are mine, and for me, if there were two superstars that every single time I'm doing a look like this, you're always going to see me wearing IT Cosmetics CC Cream, and of course my Charlotte Tilbury Filmstar Bronze and Glow. So I hope you guys enjoyed this look, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Mwah.